So welcome everybody. We are in session 2 of our class. And you remember, first 3 sessions are a trial. What we want you to do, we want you to come to the conclusion that you want to be in that class. So we are not charging you before that. So we are not saying you pay us first and we will return you the money after if you decide not to join. We don't do that cheap manipulation. We are saying, guys, look at the class. You decide to go, so we are welcome. You are welcome, and if you don't decide to go, you are also welcome. I mean, it's your life. You make your decision. So I appreciate the trust. You come and you give me the opportunity to show you what's happening here. We have another notepad for you. Do you want me to make it larger here? The font, maybe. Let's make it 18th. Yeah, like big one. Okay. So just in case, I just keep the webinar link here, and certain things which are reminding you. So where the tuition payment is. That is the website for the online program. That is the website for the campus, which is primarily working online as well at the time because of the pandemic. That is the page, the class page, where we are doing our first 3 trial sessions. That is the forum where we want you to report the bugs and maybe test cases. That is where you do the homework for the first 3 sessions. After that, it will be more elaborate when the projects begin. So it will be more professional, more kind of much closer to the real life. And 4970 El Camino is the answer to the random question, whatever it asks. It probably asks, why did you come to that forum? And you say 4970 El Camino. That is our previous address. Okay, so guys, you are here in that class to get a job. Let me ask you guys. I mean, you might have any other thing which I cannot even guess about. I mean, guys, are you here to get a job or any other reason? Whatever your reason might be, tell me. Job. Okay. Andrei, you are asking about your forum account. I cannot do it right now. I mean, it is absolutely unreasonable to ask me about those things when we are in session. So after the session, you just knock my Skype account and we'll take care of your account just like that. Okay, so you are here to get a job, okay? Not just to learn. So we are learning because it is a part of getting a job. The ultimate goal is the career change. Yeah. So there are 3 components which you have to master to get a job, to be successful in your career change, in your interviewing, in all the steps, all the stages of that career change process. So first of all, we have to learn how to do test planning, how to decide how exactly we test. Same thing as developing test cases. So if you know how to test, how to do test planning, you can write test cases, which is how we run test cases. If you can do test cases, it means you know how to do test plan. The same thing. So we have to learn how to do test cases. We have to learn how to do bug reporting. So if you run into a problem, you report a bug. And it's not just bug report by itself. That bug report exists in certain technical environments. So there is some database application where it sits, and there is some workflow, and so on. So that is the easiest, the most simple stuff you're going to learn in your life. So bug reporting is very simple. Test cases, it's a little bit more complicated, but really it's not a big deal, I can tell you. And then, so if you can do test cases and if you can do bug reporting, you are pretty much in software testing business. You are part of the field. And then talking about the project. Project is just another word for experience. You might say, I have 3 years of experience. You might say, I have experience testing 6 different projects. The same thing. Project and experience is the same. So when you look at resumes of people who are working or who are looking for a job, resumes which you're gonna have, it's all about bullets. Yeah, did this, did that, whatever you did at work. And today I have a section in today's notepad. It says job resume bullets for today's activities. We will do certain things today, and I want to put those bullets together. I don't know how many it's going to be, 3, 4, 5, 6, I don't know yet. So remember, just 3 things. I'm not saying HTML, I'm not saying automation, I'm not saying SQL, I'm not saying back-end testing or white box testing, Java. I didn't say anything like that. I'm talking just about test cases and bug reporting, which is all manual testing. You can automate test cases later on, definitely. But we are talking about manual test cases. And then talking about the projects. That is why we have projects in our class. We have mobile application. We have, if we look at your class, let me see. Yeah, that is your class page. It's pretty much empty yet. I just put here the first session. Yeah, the first session. Look at that. It says web testing project. So you have 3 sessions. Each session is 2 hours. So it's going. They're going to be 6 hours for web testing project. Then we have backend. Backend is not a project. It's more like classes. Then we have certain agile, Scrum, whatever things, also theory. But then we have mobile testing project, which takes 20 hours. So we have 20 hours for mobile testing. It's not just a project, it's project combined with theory. We have 20 hours for that project with theory stuff. We have 6 hours here for web testing, and that is just in the class. For 6 hours in the class, you might spend another 15 hours, maybe 20 hours executing the project. So doing test cases, doing bug reports, and all that stuff. So we have projects here, and bullets, obviously. So bullets is what you did in that project. That is the logic of resume. That is what managers want to look at to decide if they want to talk to you. Okay, guys. So far, does it? Is it clear? Is it easy? So I didn't say anything which causes confusion. Guidelines link not working for you test. Yeah, it got deleted. Probably I have to delete it too. But again, when we are in a class, what I really want you to focus on is what happens in the class. If you want to report any bugs or problems, I really appreciate that. But don't do that when we are in the class, number 1. Number 2, report it to me personally. Okay, whatever you do, report to the group, guys. Nobody is going to fix it. Okay, if you want something fixed, if you see the problem, report it to me. Okay, and not when we are in the class. Okay, so coming back to your file, test planning, bug reporting, and talking about the projects. And we're going to have all the questions known. We know all the questions which they're going to ask about your project, about your experience, and so we practice in that stuff. Before we continue, I will show you the table. I don't want to do the table today myself because it will take maybe half an hour. But since I have recruiter's license for DICE, the job search engine, what we did, it was on February 4th. What we did is, by the way, February. Yeah, it's right here, guys. You can go to that session if you want to. If you want to, you can go there and see where we did it, if it is of interest to you. So February 4, session 2. we looked at different geographic area: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15 different geographic areas, and we look at how many jobs are there in QA domain. And I used my recruiter's license to look at how many people are there. So you can compare the demand and supply in different areas. So you might be, I don't know where you live, so you might be coming from more locations, but those were requested by people in the class. So which one is more promising? Honestly, guys, they are all fine. Tampa is 10 to 1. That one is 12.5 to 1. That one is 10 to 1, 10 to 1, 15 to 1, Charlotte. I mean, it's all pretty good. And I would say since February, the job market improved to you. So it's better from your perspective, because we still have we have more jobs than we had in February, and we had probably fewer people. I'm not sure, but in my, it is my understanding that we have better market now. So any questions regarding the job market? So before we continue, so at some point we have to talk about job market a little bit. It's the beginning of the class. So any questions regarding the job market? Where can we see current job market data? Current job market data. That is easy. I mean, you will not see the number of people there, but if you want to go to, let me run another browser, maybe. I just don't want to interfere with what I have here. You go to DICE, you go to dice.com, and it's a good exercise. Zip, whatever your zip, let's say here in Silicon Valley, I would say 94040, which is Mountain View, California. Okay, and wait a second, and I would search for QA or test. I want all of them: test or tester or testing or quality. I can do SQA, but SQA really is nothing. So I want this stuff, and exclude, probably I will do exclude remote, because remote will change the picture. So let's say exclude remote, and I would say last maybe today is what, Tuesday. Okay, let's do just one day. I don't mind. Let's do one day. Let's do one day. On that one, it wasn't one day. It was, normally I would search for a week, but at least you know how to do that. Yeah. Today is 7. Yeah. Let's over there. I did probably 7 days, and then it gives you the number 341. Yeah. 341, and it was what? 348, and currently it is 341. Los Angeles. Okay, let's do Los Angeles. Los Angeles. Let's do search jobs. 237. Yeah, it's more than that. Yeah, it's 237. Again, guys, I don't really want to spend time on that. You can do whatever you are interested in. Yeah. Let me give you the link. Copy. I will send you that. I will send that link to you. Probably I will send it to, yeah, okay, here, paste. And I will send it to extra. So we have two groups, yes? Send it to the extra. Okay. So here we are. Okay, and you can put your own zip code right here, and you can change 3 days, 7 days. What you can do also, guys, you can do instead of exclude remote, you can say remote only. And remote only is will not change no matter which zip code you put, yeah. And actually, it removes my zip code. 1,500 jobs. Let's do it in 1 day. 400 jobs today. 400 jobs today. Just 1 day. Just 1 day. And they are remote. They are offered as either completely remote or local or remote. So they are open to remote. Those of you, specifically those of you who are outside of the United States and you are looking for a job in US, my only concern is you cannot work with recruiters if you are outside of US. So you have to deal directly with companies. So you might not do that on DICE. It might be different job search engine. Okay. So guys, are we done with the job market? Are these numbers about QA automation engineer? It includes everything. I said either it should have QA or test or tester or testing or quality. All the job titles which have that are here. So you can say test automation and okay, test automation, just test automation. And so, and then as I will say 94040, yeah, the mountain view. And so 9 jobs, test RC, I don't know. Maybe well, what if I say, let's see, web driver? Yeah, maybe. Let's see. And that is 1 day. What about 7 days? No, see, Selenium. So when people tell you that jobs are primarily in automation, it's not true. Yeah, some 11 jobs. Okay, so guys, we have to stop looking at the job market. We don't want to spend time on that. Okay, and again, we are not learning here how to look for a job. Really, it's not what we are doing. So we have special sessions for that. Okay, let me see. It looks like we've got some people who cannot get to the class. No, it's okay. So you looked at the job market, so you can get an idea, and that file will be available to you guys. So it will go to. So now we're gonna look at the quiz which you were supposed to deal with. Yeah, that is your quiz. It says repeat interview questions and answers, which we did in session 1, and then we have second quiz right here. Second quiz. Let me refresh. We have SQL Basic 73. Yeah, that is what we have. Okay, let's go there. 73. It's just, I don't know. It's not even 30. It's like 25% of what we have in the class. So guys, doing quizzes is a must. It is not optional. So if you want to get a job, it is must. Okay. So user interface standards and guidelines are established by. So who gives us the standards and guidelines related to the user interface? So Microsoft, 38%. Okay, guys. Whatever relates to Windows operating system is done by Microsoft. Microsoft doesn't cover all types of user interfaces. But if it comes to Windows, it is done by Microsoft, 100%. So US government, 67%. US government does it for web applications. Nobody can say, I'm an owner of web. I will come with guidelines. So then government steps in and says, okay, I will, because there is nobody who is an owner. So government is controlling the web guidelines. Industry best practices. Industry best practices is what we use. It says guidelines and are established by. Established by is not best practices. Best practices are not established by anybody. They just come to life. And eventually they get integrated into the documents, into the official standards and guidelines. Policies of the employer. Employer might say, yes, we don't care about this and we do care about that. So whoever is above you might tell you, you know what, we don't care about user interface. Or they might say, we do care about user interface, but with certain limitations. There are no international conventions, and Stanford University doesn't care, which is a good news. So we don't have to learn more. But the question here is, why do we talk about user interface and usability testing at all? Why do we care? By the way, it used to be called graphic user interface, GUI. In today's world, it's more common to say UI. GUI or GUI, now it says UI, because in today's world, people do not remember what happened before that GUI came. Before that, we used command line user interface. Let me show you. Let me say command. Yeah, okay, look at that. That is the interface. So what you see here is a kind of DOS operating system. And how do we communicate? We have that command line. See, it's flashing here. I will say CD, which means change directory. 2 dots means 1 level up. Boom. C users. Okay, let's say dir. Dir means show me all the directories and files. Okay. No files, some directories. I say, okay. CD, 1 level up. Now we have C. What if I say dir in C? Okay, we've got lots of directories here. What if I say now CD users? So users is here. Yeah, you can see it. I see the directories there. I say users. Okay, I am there. So what's in there? Okay, so guys, you are seeing how command line interface works. I type what I want to ask, and it types me what the result is. Okay, so that is the command line interface. Unix is like that. So Unix and DOS operating systems are like that. So when user interface stuff came, at first it was Apple computer, so it was called GUI, graphic, not command line, but graphic user interface. So now, since nobody is using command line interface anymore, so that G is kind of pointless. So we do not say graphic user interface versus command line user interface. So just UI, okay, user interface, okay. User interface, why we care? Why we spend some time learning it? We are not going to spend much time, but some time. So user interface rules tell you how things should look like. You might not know how it works. You might not know. but you just look at it and you say, it is not correct because there are certain rules. It is not done up to the rules. So you start reporting bugs from the day one. You make a very good impression. It helps you to keep the job. Normally, they give you a couple of weeks to learn how the application works before they expect anything from you. For first couple of weeks, nobody expects anything. And then you start coming with bug reports, which are meaningful. It is not crap bug reports. It is something which makes sense. And another thing here is just few people have an idea of user interface rules, guidelines. Just nobody pays attention. So you bring certain expertise which that company doesn't have. So which gives you an additional value, okay? And then it's easy to learn. There is really nothing complicated here. So that is why we look at the user interface. And session 2 is pretty much about how to test user interface issues. So it doesn't require any skills from you, right? So you don't have to know anything about testing yet. I'm sorry. Yeah. Wait a second. We have to go to the quiz. Got lost a little. Question number 2. Define regression testing. And it's almost unanimous, 87%. So what do we have? Making sure that no new errors were introduced while making changes to the code. Pretty good, yes. Any alternatives? Making sure that previously fixed bugs are not back in a new release. There is a very special type of testing. It's called testing for returning bugs. Some bugs have the tendency you fix them and then eventually they come back. But it's not regression. Making sure it's not broken while fixing bugs, and we tell you guys it is wrong. It is something to avoid. It doesn't matter why the code was modified, why the changes were made to the code. Okay, so we are pretty good with regression testing here. What do you prefer, white or black box testing? So interview situation, yeah. Some people are, they have glory inside of them. So I ask them, what do you want to do? Development or black box testing? They say development. Can you do development? No. But why did you say development? Because it's glorious, okay? Guys, it's not about glory. It's about what do you prefer? If you have a choice, what would you choose? And when you answer questions like that, what you really do not want to do, you do not want to shut any door. So you want to keep as many doors open as possible. So in the ideal world, you should keep both available, white and black. But again, you do not do white box testing. I mean, you are looking for black box testing jobs. That is clear. And that is why we have certain options, and you, again, almost unanimously, you have chosen that one, which keeps both doors open. It says black box. Yeah, I'm looking for a black box position, but I would like to get involved into white box testing as well. You are looking for opportunities. You are looking for professional growth. So one of the questions you want to ask, or they want you to ask when you go to an interview is, what are the directions in which I will grow professionally working in your company? What do you offer me for my professional growth? So they say, white box testing. We will teach you how to do white box testing. Sign me in. I want it. But you are looking for black box testing job. Black box is what I'm trained to do is a little bit miserable. So you would rather do something more glorious, but you know what? You are not capable of doing it. It is a fine answer, but kind of, there is some negative connotation here. Automated black box testing. You have to be capable of doing automated black box testing if you say that. Again, you might say, I'm looking for manual testing job, but if automation is available, maybe in the future, I will really appreciate the chance or something like that. But in that question, they didn't ask you for automation. They said white or black. So automation was not really offered as an option. Yeah, if you say white box, what happens here, they will not offer you the black box job. So what's going to happen? You say white box, they ask you a couple of questions, they realize you cannot do white box, and they will not consider you for black box anymore, because black box is not what you want to do. So nobody wants unhappy people in the team. See what I mean? So you do black box testing, but you would really appreciate, getting into white box testing because you like programming languages, and you don't mention money. Okay, we remember that. We don't mention money. And we do not say, I'm lazy, I do something which is simpler. No. So that one is good, by the way, guys. I'm pretty much happy with you. What is quality? You remember that. So quality is about customer satisfaction. It is a subjective term. Okay. Quality, good. And still, you remember that there are two perspectives here, yeah? Because for customer, it is a customer satisfaction. For engineering people, it is how close or how far this product is from the requirements. Yeah. Okay. Developers test their code. What software testers are needed for? And I remember I have that discussion here. So developers test their code. What software testers are needed for? Software testers, guys, do not really compete with developers in what they test and how they test. So it is very common to say that at least 40% of development time, 40% of development time is testing. So developer writes the code and developer tests his own code, which is white box testing, yeah, primarily white box testing, using specific tools which developers use. So you cannot take over that part of the job. So developers are doing sophisticated testing at source code level, so white box testing. What software testers are needed for? To do black box testing, and you don't want developers to do black box testing a lot because it is simpler. So you can hire people who are easier to hire, who are making less money. Yeah, so it makes all the sense, to find someone who can do simpler job, not to make developer to do simpler job. But what would they do which developers do not do? So first of all, regression testing. So we have to make sure that software was not broken. We have no new bugs which were introduced, as a part of the fixing the code, or maybe developing more code, and breaking the code as a part of modifying the code, guys, is very common. So you cannot say, what if they do not break the code? They will break the code. When they make changes, they break the code. And regression testing is huge. If you think about the volume of regression testing, each and every time we compile a new build, and it might be once a day, it might be once a week, it might be a couple of times a day as well, depending on what kind of application you have. Think about CNN, guys. CNN.com. How many times a day it will be compiled? So software testers are needed, number one, for regression testing, which is huge. They need it for negative testing because the nature of development is the developers focus on positive testing. they are working on making sure that if user does it right, user gets the result. So positive testing is the nature of the testing done by developers. Developers do not focus on negative testing. They might do a few things, definitely, but it is not their primary focus. Their primary focus is positive testing. And then as a tester, you will look at a bigger picture. Means developer has a couple of units to develop. And that is what developer knows about the product. So, I mean, developer might know more than just a couple of units, but overall, it is not what developer cares about. So developer develops certain code, which is a couple of units of the code. Units are structural elements, yeah? Part of the design. Testers are looking at the product on a much larger scale. So as a tester, you might not see the entire product, but you might work with an area which requires 3, 4, 5 developers, 10 developers sometimes, one way or another, being involved. So you are looking at the bigger picture. So you might find bugs which developers cannot find simply because they are not looking at bigger picture. You will find bigger picture a problem, certain inconsistencies, certain things which are not coming together. Okay. And that is, by the way, kind of common interview question. It's very common. So they want to understand that you know what you are doing. It is a common interview question. So guys, can you answer that question now? You know how to explain why testers are needed? Because I was told many times when that school began, and I talked to developers. I mean, normally they bring their wives, to the class, and they say, Michael, but what is the testing about? I mean, we develop software, we test our code. I mean, why would we need testers? It was a kind of very natural confusion at some point. Okay. So regression testing. We keep working with our quiz. Gray box testing. Okay. So we are looking at all three. We have white box, we have black box, and then we have something in between. Yeah. So what is white box? We look at the source code, Java, Python, whatever, and we find bugs in that code. What is black box? We look at the user interface, we pretend to be users, and we test from user perspective. What the hell is gray box? And I have some outline for you here. So first of all, it is an extension of black box testing. You might Google for it, and you will find lots of people who will tell you that gray box is a mix of white and black. Guys, it is dead wrong. Whatever you mix with white box is a white box. See what I mean? If you work with the code, it's white box. So it is an extension of black box testing. It is not white box. So we do not work with the source code. We do not go to Java. We do not go to Python or HTML. It is not what we do. So it is an extension of black box testing. What kind of extension? We use some extra knowledge of databases, knowledge of protocols, knowledge of the structure, how that application is structured. It might have multiple servers, and each server has its own log file. And so there is something behind the user interface, and a very substantial part of the web applications testing is the gray box testing. And you will learn gray box testing here. You will actually do it here in our school. So some extra knowledge is needed. Okay, it might be knowledge of languages, structure, not languages, but could be languages like let's say SQL. Yeah, you do not write the code, but you use SQL to extract some data from database and so on. Certain tools, and it says lots of most of this web testing is gray box. Tools and programming languages, scripting languages might be used. And when we discuss that, normally there are people who ask, Michael, I don't know what you are talking about. Would you give me an example? And I'm saying, okay, guys, we have 3 examples here. Okay. I have 3 examples for you. Example number 1. You have database application. Let's say we test Amazon, okay, .com. So you go there and you buy a book. So, and before you buy that book, you want to create an account. Yeah, you wanted to create an account. So you create an account, they ask you for your last name and first name, for your credit card information, for your address, many fields. At some point you say submit, you push that submit button or create an account button, and that data goes to the database. The question is, whatever I typed in, is that exactly what was saved in the database, and was it saved in the right place? So what if my last name went into zip code part of the database record? What if in my street address it just keeps first 5 letters and the rest of it is lost? What if the data was corrupted one way or another way? So what we do, we validate data integrity. So the data is safe. How do we do that? We write and execute SQL statements. We will learn that in our school, guys. We will do it here with Jean. Against the database to validate the data integrity. And it might be, you know what, you didn't do it yet, but I like that thing. I will put it in resume bullets. That one is not for today's activities, but I just want you to see what people put in their resumes. Okay. Oh, where are you? Okay. So that is one example of gray box testing. Another one is, let's say you have a server, let's say a computer. So server is a computer. And that server has a log file. So when you purchase that book on Amazon, it used 3 different servers. So one server is called web server, another one is called application server, another one is called database server. Again, we will look closer at all 3. It's called 3-tier architecture. We have a session number 10, I believe, on web application, so we'll look at that. And you will also do that with Jana. So each server, each computer has its own log file. So when you process that purchase, at the end of that, each log file should have certain information stored in the log file. So how do I test that correct information is there? So I go to the file. So files are available. I go to the file, but files are huge. They might be millions of lines. You cannot really do it visually. What you do instead, you might write simple code, or developers might give you that code. Simple code in whatever language you like. It could be Perl, it could be C#, it could be, I don't know. I mean, any programming language is fine. And you write a small program which goes through that log file and finds exactly that place. So you can compare what's in the file with what should be in the file. So analyzing files, parsing basically means going through, boom, 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 that is parsing, with analysis. Yeah, so you are going line by line, analyzing, that is parsing. REST API testing with Postman, which is a part of what we're gonna do here. You will do that. Postman is a tool, and REST API testing, it's about certain protocols used in web services. Guys, I don't really want to go into that. I'm just giving you an example. So the Postman allows you to intercept requests and well, certain data going requests and responses, you know, the exchange of data, so you can find lots of bugs with that stuff. And when you start working and you use Postman, you will be surprised how many bugs are there. So look what happens. You do not test from user perspective, guys. Really, you do not do black box testing because it happens behind the interface. On the other hand, you do not go into the source code. You don't know, I mean, how that backend server works. You don't know any Java. I mean, the code which is utilized. You can write your own code to look at the results, to go through the files, to extract data from the database records, that kind. So that is called gray box testing. It is not a combination of white and black box. That is kind of a very important thing. I want you to understand nicely what's black box, what's gray box, and what's white, gray, black box. All three, the borderlines between those three. Guys, is it clear so far? Okay, okay, very good. Some, not many people, but okay. Okay. Okay, let's go. So we have gray box, then we have common stages of software development lifecycle. You remember, yeah? What are the common stages? We looked at that last time. And again, different companies have different idea, and sometimes they have different names from an exact same thing. For example, the stage where programming is happening, yeah? Some companies call it coding stage, some companies call it development stage, and some companies call it implementation stage. And the word implementation might be used for a completely different stage by other companies. So common stages, you need 5-6 stages, that's it. And normally when we look at that, okay, what are the common stages? When we look at that from our kind of school perspective, and that thing is about waterfall, yeah? It's about waterfall model of software development. So we are saying, okay, first we have analysis. Analysis means business analysts go to the field and come up with their use cases. After that, we have requirements stage. So requirements, so test use cases are business requirements. It's a format for business requirements. But then, let's say business requirements will be generated there. And then requirement stage where we have product and technical product and technical requirement or functional, let's say functional, okay, functional requirements. Then we have design or architecture. We did it last time. I just want to architecture stage. Then we go for coding. Again, coding or development. So you understand that multiple words are used. Coding, development, implementation. Implementation. Then we would have probably some testing. And again, testing happens along the coding stage as well. But they might give you some time for testing only. So during that time, there is no more implementations. All what developers do at testing stage is just fixing. Okay, so testing. And then normally it's maintenance. Maintenance means taking care of updates, fixing small things, and that is pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would say that is the common stages. There could be more, depending on how big that company is, how complicated the project is, but that is very common. That is everywhere. Copy. So what are the common stages of software development lifecycle? You have 6. But you just have to be able to explain, at least in a couple of words, what each stage is about, and that is why I'm doing that. Okay. Typical problems in software requirements are. You remember last time I did show you that piece from Wikipedia, and it was saying that requirements could be ambiguous, incomplete, and contradictory. Guys, you are brilliant. I mean, look at you. Ambiguous, incomplete, and contradictory. So that stuff is under validation. You remember when we do verification, we are looking at requirements and how they are implemented. So we report bugs regarding implementation of requirements. But then we have validation. In validation, we report problems with requirements because requirements might be ambiguous, incomplete, and contradictory. So we need to clarify the requirements, or maybe expand, certain details, elaborate certain details. And so that is really called validation. So verification and validation. Okay, I'm repeating you the basic stuff, so hopefully you know that, but I just want to make sure you really know that. Who is a better tester, guys? The one who submits more bug reports and the one who has more bugs fixed. QA manager is basically an administrative person, so might be a good tester too, doesn't have to. But who submits more bugs or who has more bugs fixed? The only way to impact the quality of the product is to have your bug fixed. So if the bug is fixed, so then the product is better. So let's say if you, let's say I report 100 bugs and you report 100 bugs. But out of my 100 bugs, 90 bugs are fixed. And out of your 100 bugs, just 10 bugs are fixed. Who is a better tester? So basically, you just eat up developers' time. So they look at your bug report, which takes time, and they do nothing because it might not be a good bug report or things like that. So that is the shortest way to losing the job. I don't think you're going to be in that situation, because normally I would say I don't remember our graduates losing a job because of their performance. It might happen because of certain things. Like I remember one gentleman, he came to his company on Saturday and printed some pornography on the corporate printer, and after he left, that printer finished the job, and so they figured out who is printing the pornography and kick him out. of the company. But again, if you don't do things like that, you are very unlikely to lose the job, especially contract job, because contracts are short, relatively short. It's very nobody wants to look for a replacement, even if you are not doing well. It's so difficult to find a replacement for you, and they just let it to expire. So, which means you have an opportunity to learn and learn and learn and learn. Okay, and that is what's the value of a contract. You learn much more intensely compared to being permanent. Okay, number 10, guys. Number 10, what the hell is that? What is ad hoc testing? We do have some text about it. Ad hoc testing. Yeah. Ad hoc is an instance of what is called exploratory testing. Amazingly, guys, there are books. If you go to Amazon and search for exploratory testing books, you will find more than one. So exploratory testing means testing which with the intention of learning the application. You are not testing to find bugs. You are testing to get better idea of what the hell it is. And exploratory testing has stages, one after another one. So first you plan. It might be as simple as you look at that red button. You say, what the hell is that button? What if I push that button? That is planning. What if I push that button? And then execution, you push the button. And then you have your computer rebooting, for example. You say, so you are learning, okay? That moment. Yeah, So as simple as that. So you are planning, you are executing, and you are learning. In ad hoc, all three are happening at the same time. So you plan, you execute, and you learn at the same time. Looks like, I mean, people used to call it monkey testing as a slang term, monkey testing. Like, because monkey doesn't plan, monkey doesn't learn, monkey just boom, 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 just acts. But in today's world, guys, monkey testing is a very distinctive term used in mobile testing. Okay, so monkey testing is not a good way to refer to ad hoc testing. Just say ad hoc. Okay, don't say monkey. Okay. Now, what else do we have in our quiz? Ad hoc testing, random use of monkey testing. So monkey testing is wrong. It's not monkey testing. Okay. Simplified form of exploratory testing. It's true. It is a simplified form of exploratory testing. It is. Okay, so I think we are done with the quiz. Let's take a look what we have for the session 3 in terms of homework. Same thing, you watch the video, you write bug reports for Tole and energy telecom applications. We'll look at them today. You repeat again the questions and answers from first page. It's very important one. And so you look at the bug reporting rules, because I'm just thinking we might or might not have them in the video. We'll see. Bug reporting rules will be expanded over time. So we will look at couple of the rules today, and then we will look at more. how exactly distinguish between gray and black box, considering that for black box also DOM techniques and tools are used. What is the key difference? When you go beyond the user interface, that is the gray box testing. Black box testing is working through the interface. What you see on the screen, so that is what black box testing deals with. Gray box testing goes beyond. Gray box testing goes to database records. It goes to protocols used in between servers. It goes into some data exchange between different kind of services and browsers and different things. So it is behind the browser. How can tester influence whether their bug report gets fixed or not? You write a good bug report. You impact that by showing the bug as a bad bug. You might report the bug in different ways. So you might report same problem in such a way that it's kind of nothing really urgent, or you can report same problem and it looks like a big deal. So you have to find certain perspective under which it looks more severe. But honestly, it's not your business. So you submit the bug, and there are people who know better what should be fixed first. Okay. Okay. So guys, we will look at some bug reports today. Some bug reports. Session number 2. Let's go to user interface testing. So we have the Tolia page. They still give that page. You know what? If you go to Oracle, and Tolia is now part of the Oracle. If you go to Oracle, if you go to Tolia team in Oracle, they will give you that same page, yeah? And say, okay, tell me whatever bugs you can see here. And again, see doesn't mean you click around. You just look at it like a picture. Okay. So if you say, when I click on purchase order, nothing happens, you shouldn't click on it. It's just one page, and it is for visual kind of type of testing. And I know over 30 bugs on that page. Let's take a look at what you guys are doing here. What I want to tell you, look at how many topics you started. You have class October 13th, 1, 2, October, no, 13th is not you, okay. 6, 6, 6, and 6. You need one topic for Tolia project and one topic for Energy Telecom. Do not start new topics, okay? So I will ignore them here. Tolia project. Okay, let's go to Tolia project. So what do we have here? We have Dream Big. Okay. Improve navigation time between two sections. Search my invoices and showing 422 invoices. Locate the search section in the left side and showing the results on the right side. So we have certain rules of the game which you are supposed to study. Yeah. So if we look at session 2, we have that presentation. We have that PowerPoint with certain rules of the game. And basically we are saying, okay, look at that page and find bugs. I do not need nobody needs your subjective judgment, because you don't have that right of judging anything subjectively. You are not in the field, you are not in the profession. Okay? It is not what brings any value to anything. You have certain rules, you have to practice the implementation of the rules. Okay? You are not here to come up with your fantasies. Nobody needs fantasies. When page zoom out, viewing in a smaller window, a lot of page elements are hidden. Look, you are not getting that job. Okay, that's what I can tell you right away. You come to that company, they show you the page, you lost it. They will not give you the job. Search my invoices and showing for invoices sections. Make sure the right elements on the both sections, consistent alignment, use ruler. No, guys, we keep going. I mean, you need a job, do it the right way. You don't need a job, do it the way you do it. And again, we have that webinar where we did it, and it's part of your. It is a part of your homework. So you watch this webinar, you familiarize yourself this and that, and then you watch this one. Okay, so I just don't want to waste time. Okay, now number one, in search my section, use of columns is inconsistent. Okay, I will take one bug report out of each person, and I will try to maybe modify them or say that is perfectly fine. So in search my invoices, and we put names of the user interface elements in double quotes. Yeah, here. Search my invoices. Here it says name of that section. In search my invoices, what does it say? Use of colon is inconsistent. It is true. I mean, we have many labels here. They're called labels. They explain the meaning of the field next to them. They're called labels. Just from amount label has a colon, and the rest of them do not have that colon. And what I do not like in saying it is inconsistent, it is inconsistent, definitely, it is inconsistent. But when you are saying it is inconsistent, you are saying there are two solutions. You are saying choose one out of two solutions, either to make it consistent, yeah? Either give a colon to each and every label, or remove colon from amount label. Each way it becomes consistent. Guys, do you think consistency is what we are trying to achieve? Tell me. Yes or no? Is it about consistency? I don't think so. Then it's about what? What is that bug about? So, okay, it is not about consistency. What is it about? Okay, so we know that solution. We do not have two solutions which are equally possible. Because if we talk about consistency, then each solution gives us consistency. But it's not the case. The case is each and every label should have that column. We know the rule of the game. The rule says each label comes with the column. So that is why instead of saying in search my invoices section, all the labels should have a column at the end. Okay, all the labels should have. I know the solution. I'm not telling them, hey guys, choose any of those. No. We know exactly the solution. Okay, going to the forum. Next one. Incorrect number of results per page. 11 instead of 10. Okay, let me take it from here. So guys, I am kind of working on the language of the bug reports, yes? Saying incorrect number of results per page. Incorrect number of results per page. 11 instead of 10. Okay. 11 instead of 10 as per we have that it says 10 here, yeah? How many per page? So results per page, let me take it from here, copy. I do not want to mistype. As per results per page list box, yeah? Okay, incorrect number of results per page. Incorrect number. It's okay. It's okay. So pretty good. Save. I did just minor editing. Okay, keep going. Different format in date fields. Okay. Let me show you guys what the complaint is about. So it is going to be number 3. Number 3. So we have on that page, we have invoice date. Look, it says 6/5/2011. Yeah, so probably, okay, month, day, year. Yeah, month, day, year. Then we have in purchase order number, in invoice date, actually invoice date here and invoice date here, it's completely different. It's day, month, year with dashes in between those instead of slashes. So we have to point to the fields, to the kind of make it clear what really happened. So we are not in business of coming with a limited kind of description of things. I'm trying to yeah. So different format. Let's say different, inconsistent. Okay, inconsistent is consistency. Inconsistency in date format. Date format. So what happens? So we have invoice date. Invoice date. Invoice date. And that one is, let's say, 6/5/2011. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. So that kind, 2011 versus in invoice date column, invoice date, let's say invoice date field, and invoice date column. And here what we have is let's say 22 August 2011. So that bug report is kind of it explains what's wrong. It doesn't say, hey, look at whatever and find out what's wrong. And here we come with certain rules of bug reporting. So good bug report, how do we distinguish between good bug report and bad bug report? So good bug report follows the rule of 3 W's. It explains what happened, where exactly it happened, where, and under which circumstances. If we look at user interface reports, bugs, circumstances normally are not the case because it's in front of you. So you don't have to go and create certain situations. You don't have to check certain boxes or open dialogues, going through multiple steps. So you just look at it, okay? But what happened and where it happened, and the bug report which I just did. Where is my bug report? Hey, where is my bug report? So we have 3 bug reports. So in search my invoices, where? In search my invoices, what? All the labels should have a column. Here, what happened? Incorrect number of results. Where? Results per page. 11 instead of 10. Yeah, that doesn't have where, it's kind of in the background. Okay. Inconsistency in date. What happened? Inconsistency in date format. Where? Invoice date field and invoice date column. Yeah. So that is one of the rules of bug reporting. So rule of 3 W's. Okay, keep going. No default input focus. Well, it's a visual stuff. I mean, you are not kind of sitting there. You are not going to push the button. So I don't think default input focus is what we look at on that specific page. Disable search button. Why exactly? I mean, why should we disable the search button? Interesting. Why it should be disabled? Why? I can push the button. What's wrong with pushing the button? I do not understand. Disable. Why should I it's not a bug report, really. We need to implement enable search button. Who told you? Misspelled word invoice and rejected fields. Okay, guys. We have 2 places with misspelled words. Look at that. We have the word rejected here, and we have the word invoice here. Question to you, how many bug reports do we need? 1 or 2? Okay. So lots of people are saying 1. Guys, here is the rule of the game. Okay, let's come with the rules based on our experience. So 1 bug fix means 1 bug report. In other words, no more than 1 bug per bug report. I do not want to have 5 bugs in a bug report, after which developer fixes 3, and now I have to deal with unfixed bugs in the same report, which is kind of half fixed. 1 bug fix, 1 bug report. Okay, so we need two bug reports. Let's do one. Status status column, first line. Okay, I will do it this way. Number 4. Number 4, I will say first cell in a status column. So I start with where. Where is that? First cell in status column. So what happened? Instead of saying there is a problem there, I will say what I want to, how I want it fixed. I would say replace. I can say misspelled. Yeah, something is misspelled. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying replace. What is that word? Rejected. Okay, copy. Replace rejected with so, and it shows us one more rule of bug reporting. So bug report could be pointing to a problem, or it could be pointing to a solution. In number 4, I am talking about solution, and before I was talking about problems. Yeah. Number 1 looks like a solution. Yeah, it says all the labels should have a column, so it means like give me that. But in reality, what I say is they are missing. It's missing the columns, so it's a problem. So again, sometimes you might interpret it in a different way, but so bug report could be about a problem. So when you say inconsistency, yeah, remember the first one. It said inconsistency, and it doesn't say how it should be resolved. So inconsistency means, guys, we have a problem. Bug could be about a problem or about the solution. Which bug report do you think is more valuable, guys? What is a better bug report? Problem bug report or solution bug report? Which one would you prefer? Solution. Obviously, solution saves time to developers. The developer doesn't have to go and find and look for solution. So it's always better to be on that side. Okay, guys, let's see what we can say about today's. What did we do today? So we studied product requirements. Yeah, studied product requirements. What we also did, we reported, we identified software defects and reported them. Let's say to, okay, we didn't use Jira yet, but and reported them to Jira. Okay. Okay, we can write and think, okay, study. Okay, so let's do it this way. Study. Okay, identify and report them to Jira. What else did we do today? We didn't do test cases. But if you think, guys, about what we did last time, you remember we created test cases for testing of the zip code field, yeah? 5 digits and then valid and invalid characters. So we created test cases for functionality and regression testing. Okay. It is a little bit exaggerated, but at least it gives you an idea of what testing is about. Study product. Okay, you can say take part in UI testing along the guidelines provided by US Department of Health and Health and Human Services. Mysterious kind of thing, yeah. So far, guys, it already looks nice, guys. It already looks nice, and we didn't learn anything yet, really. I think we are pretty much done with my today's plan. File, save. We will do, guys, we will do many bug reports here and many test cases here. So I'm just giving you a very brief introduction so far. Thursday, yeah, when you come, Thursday, we will do more test cases. We will do just test cases in bug reports in numbers. We do not have any quizzes to go over. We will just go through the bug reports and bug reports and bug reports. And so that is what we expect. So then when it comes to Bugzilla, we wanted you to look at Bugzilla. We didn't want you to report anything to Bugzilla. We want you to report things into the forum here. And by the way, if you do care about Bugzilla, I'm not sure, we are updating the security certificate. Okay, advanced. Yeah, side note. Okay, we are working on security certificate, so I don't know why it is kind of, it needs to be updated. So I wrote to our admin, but it works, guys. You can log in. But you don't have to do it right now. It is not what we want you to do. You go to the forum, okay, and you let me look as an admin. Let me go there. So you know my password now, yeah? You just many bullets here. So another 5 people. So instead of being in the class, so they just go and create their accounts, continue. So you go to the forum, create an account. I will enable your account and you report your bugs. And we really want you to focus in between today and Thursday. So you have 2 days. We want you to focus on bug reporting. So you have 2 applications to deal with. One is the Tolia here. Another one is that Energy Telecom form. And we do not want you to do anything related to functionality. All we want you to do is user interface. So whatever is not right, for whatever. For example, if I say Mikhail here and then I do tab, so it moves to referred by instead of going to last name. Yeah, can you see? Things like that. And that one is not hands off. That one is hands on. We just want you to come with bug reports, guys. And we want you exactly to come with bug reports along the information which you find here, okay? In that presentation, we give you the rules. We want you to learn how to apply those rules, how to develop certain vision of things, okay? That is what we are doing. You are not going to practice your creativity here. We don't need your creativity. We need you to learn certain things. Okay? I mean, be creative in learning what we want you to learn. Our job is to find as many as we can. On one hand, yeah, the more bugs you find, the better, but you have to be doing that along with the guidelines given to you by your management, because if you find bugs nobody cares about, it's not good. So you have to focus on what they told you to focus on, and then the more bugs you find in what they want you to test, so the better, sure. With bug reports or titles only. Guys, I asked you to look at user interface testing. In user interface testing, bug report normally is a title only. There are no steps to reproduce. So far, we are dealing with one line user interface bug reports. Is it possible to find all the bugs in software product before it goes to customer? No, no. What is scammed? Okay. Yeah, one more thing, guys. How many do we have left? 238. We are working on the schedule, and there are 3 holidays kicking into your schedule, actually. 1 on Monday and 2 on Thursdays. Because of that, on one hand, we are extending your days in the class, and we will start the next batch not on December 21st as we planned. The next batch we will start on January 6th. So we'll give you some more time, and we will use some Wednesdays maybe besides the automation. So automation will use Wednesdays. I mean, it happens on Wednesdays only, and we might use some Wednesdays because we want to have all the 100 hours in place and so on. Okay, and as you can see, 1 hour in that class might easily become 2. Yeah, so far that is what we do here. But eventually you will have 2 hours and 2 hours and 2 hours, which are 2 hours. And we are trying to keep 1 hour to be 1 hour, just because we are just starting the class, and we have a larger group. After 3 sessions, that group will be much smaller, and so it will change the way we do the sessions. And we still want you to have time to do the homework. I mean, who needs that no homework study? You know, it is not going to work. So that is pretty much all the news. So guys, thank you very much. I will talk to you on Thursday. Next session is on Thursday. Make sure you ask me whatever questions you have. Just ask me directly. Don't ask me in the chats, because I'm not really that much going over the chats, and you are very active, by the way. You put lots of stuff there, so I'm not able. And again, whatever question is about support, so it doesn't go to the group. You might ask for an advice, and you go to the group, because definitely there might be someone with an answer. But when it comes to passwords, logins, payments, and all that stuff, you contact me directly, or you get no support. Okay. Where we can find correct vocabulary to write bug reports? I'll give you. I mean, I will not give you the list. I will give you examples, and we will discuss certain things, terminology and so on. Yeah, definitely. Okay, guys, thank you very much, and we'll talk on Thursday.